Okay, Bill, let's talk a little bit about seller-paid concessions. I think this is another thing that is going on in the because of the HVCC. I always think of HVAC, the heating and air conditioning companies, when I use that term. Go ahead and explain that a little bit to us about seller-paid concessions.
Tony, I think this is really coming more from FHA, rural development, things like that, than HVCC. Basically, you had a situation before the mortgage meltdown where you had some deals look like this. They're going to pay $100,000 for a home. The home was listed for $91,000, but they're going to pay $100,000 because they're going to roll in $9,000 for seller pay concessions, and they're going to do a gifting program of $8,000 to help them get into this home, such as the marriage ring program. Well,
okay.
FHA took a bath on that program. That's why the marriage ring program in October of 2008 was scrapped. Because if you don't have skin in the game, if you don't have a down payment, those are the people that they have found out that have walked. And I think as of this video, FHA is under 1% as far as a reserve. FHA has taken a bath on these type of programs. What we're being told by the underwriting today is they're watching seller pay concessions really closely. Basically, it's a cash equivalency issue. If you sell your home and say you sell your home for $200,000, but you pay $9,000 in concessions, when you leave the closing table, you're getting a check for $191,000 after you've paid $9,000 in closing. Well, that's the net price that it sells for. So when the appraiser uses that comp in their appraisal and it says the home sold for $200,000, the appraisers are deducting $9,000 for the seller pay concessions because the seller pay concessions help to overinflate the market over the years. And the problem is that once that $200,000 sale hits MLS and the next realtor uses it for their CMA, then they're going to say, "Oh wow, the market is up $3 per square foot in this subdivision," and it's really not.
Personally, because I've always been, I've always leaned towards the side of being a listing agent. I have always counted that, and really, because one of the things I always want to do when I sit down with the seller is tell them the truth about the price and what I believe that they'll get for, and I usually hit it pretty close. But to me, that's got to come out of there because look, the only thing the seller's interested in is what they're walking out of that closing with in their hand.
Right.
And that's it. That check, that net amount is what they're interested in.
Right. Well, the reason that it's important is right now we're having an issue, they say, with low appraisals. Well, part of the problem is there's some miscommunication between agents and appraisers because not all of the agents understand what underwriting is telling us to do and what the appraisers are doing with cash equivalency and deducting seller pay concessions. Tony, I had a deal last week that I did the appraisal on, new construction in South Baton Rouge, where it was around the $210 purchase price and it appraised around $204. Because the builder just paid $5,000, $8,000, $10,600, and $8,000 on the last 4 homes that he sold just to get people to buy them. So the realtor didn't want me to look at that part of it. They only wanted the 210.
Right.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's I knew they changed that. I didn't know at what point, but I guess through our communications, you voiced that was changing and whatnot. So what you're saying now, if a house is sold for $200,000, the $5,000 or $6,000 that the seller pays actually comes off the value. So it would really only be $195 or $196 is what that house would actually appraise for.
Correct.
If the comps were 200 or 190, if the comps were 200 with 5,000 in concessions, then you're going to look at the 195 price.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, man, that's very helpful. Okay, we'll end this one and then talk about another topic.
All right.